We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Inflation keeps rising, layoffs keep coming, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Inflation rose more than expected, hitting 3.1% year over year in January. Economists expected the inflation report would show that overall consumer prices were up 2.9% in January from a year earlier. The all items less food and energy index rose 3.9% over the last 12 months. These were expected to be up 3.7%. Prices are still far above where they were before the pandemic, especially for goods that most Americans buy often, such as groceries. Stock futures are sliding on the news, which is causing Wall Street to question whether the Fed will lower interest rates. The Israeli military said it had rescued 2 hostages among the more than 100 still being held by Hamas from the October 7th attack. The raid to free them from an apartment in the southern Gaza city of Rafah included airstrikes that Hamas claims killed 94 Palestinians. This came as Israel is preparing for a ground offensive in Rafah, which it considers a Hamas stronghold. The UN estimates 1.3 million Palestinians are currently living in Rafah. Paramount Global CEO Bob Bakish recently asked his staff to prioritize managing costs and earnings growth amid expectations of looming layoffs and deal chatter surrounding the entertainment giant. On Tuesday, the CEO made things official, unveiling plans for an estimated 800 job reductions in the U.S. and cuts abroad over time. But the memo unveiling coincides with what had been an expected significant move to cut costs early in 2024, as Wall Street evaluates Paramount's prospects as a standalone company. Unfortunately, part of streaming costs means that today we will begin the difficult process of saying goodbye to some of our very valued colleagues across Paramount, Bakish wrote in a memo obtained by The Hollywood Reporter. We will be notifying impacted employees who are based in the U.S. by the close of business today. President Biden has betrayed the Jewish people and insulted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in private, according to a recent report. NBC News reported Monday that Biden is complaining that Netanyahu is giving him hell, despite his attempts to push for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war, per sources that spoke with the outlet. He just feels like this is enough, one source told NBC. It has to stop. His descriptions of his dealings with Netanyahu are peppered with contemptuous references to Netanyahu as this guy, these people said, according to NBC. And in at least 3 recent instances, Biden has called Netanyahu an asshole, according to 3 of the people directly familiar with his comments. A source told NBC that while Biden has said that he liked Netanyahu early in his speeches, more recently he has started to use harsher language about the prime minister, calling him a pain in my ass, or that he's been killing me lately. The reason for the disagreements is that Biden is trying to push for a ceasefire, which would leave Israel vulnerable to more Hamas attacks. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.